Hey everyone, good Saturday morning. It is August 5th, 2023, 8:39 or 8:40 in the morning Pacific time. And as you can see here, I want to talk about something, that I think I've talked about before, but not really much. And I want to give a shout out to the YouTube channel that goes by the title Invisible Women Are My Love. And the reason I want to give them a shout out is because one of their clips came up as a recommendation on my YouTube, and that clip is right here. This is not the clip, but it's basically a screenshot of said clip. This is from this one here at the bottom left. That is from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the series, season 6, episode 11. And apparently Buffy has gained the powers of invisibility and is having fun with it. How is she having fun? Well, there's another scene that he has up on his channel where she is entering into a garage and basically showing off her powers to her friends by basically messing with them and all that. Like she's taking two baseballs, making them into eyeballs, and going right next to her female friend. And she's taking a skull and going right next to her male friend, if you will, and just having fun with it. And then in this moment here, she's actually naked in bed with Spike. I think that's his name, Spike, or Angel, whatever his name is. And she's just having fun and everything. And of course, his character, I think, is supposed to be more gothic, more serious, or something like that. And she's just like, embracing it. Like she feels free of life, free of responsibility, being able to go and do what she wants, be what she wants, do anything, without limitations. Now, of course, obviously she does change back, but she's having fun here. And I'll be honest with you, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I've never watched the series, honestly. I know about the movie, but I've never watched the series. I'll be honest with you, I never would figure a series like this, I should say, to have an invisibility episode for a girl. I wouldn't. I mean, I understand it deals with the supernatural and everything, and that's fine. But I never would have thought that they would go the invisibility route and kind of make it a little serious, but more comedic and fun for the main character, and everything. But, again, with these with shows like Buffy and everything, you can expect the unexpected. Again, honestly, I never would have thought a series based on a movie that's I guess you could say, what would be described the movie as a teenage, it wouldn't be a teenage rom-com, but what is it, a high school thriller or something like that, high school slasher film or something, horror film. I wouldn't think, a series based on that on the CW would have an episode like this, especially later on in the series run, where the character gains these abilities and has fun with it. You would expect an episode, if they were to do it, to be early like this, to be earlier on and everything for the character, but instead they wait 6 seasons, get into the 11th episode, and say, let's have a little lightheartedness, and there you go. But like I said again, I would honestly not really expect a series, even if they were to do it earlier on in its run, to go and do, an invisibility, episode, as I guess you could say more comedic than all the other episodes before and after it, with the main character being able to go invisible. I wouldn't have expected that, to be honest. But here's the thing, that raises the question, obviously, that does raise the question, why? Why do, depending on the situation, why do the characters, the female characters, either the main characters or supporting characters, why do the female characters, when they get the invisibility, I guess you could say power, potion or whatever given to them, why is it that in some cases, as I'm trying to say, why do they get silly, if you will? Why do they get silly? That's a question I think a lot of people probably want to have answered. I've always been curious about. Now I'm sure people have an answer to it, I should say. Now I do apologize, it is early and I'm trying to do this before my mom wakes up on a Saturday because she's going to probably water her lawn a little bit or a little while. So I want to try to get some things like this done. But again, why would they, act so silly and comedic and have fun with it? Well, again, like I said, I know some people might have answers and everything to that, and I think the most common answer for women that get the invisibility power, either permanently or temporarily or whatever, I think what makes it so fun for them, if you will, and makes them want to be silly and all that is, and I think Buffy kind of says this in this bed scene, if you will, on the bottom left hand corner, that it's basically liberating. It's liberating. It basically frees the individual from regular daily life and responsibilities. They can now go off and do what they want, be where they want, and not have to worry about anything, because no one knows they're there. And they can be, as free as they want to be. And if not, probably active, if not when they're around friends or maybe those that they crush upon or are in a relationship with, they could have a little fun with them. They can be silly with them and everything. I mean, a good example is one I've talked about before, and it's right here in the middle and upper right hand corner from The Invisible Kid. This is from when China Phillips' character in the movie, who is the girl next door and basically the love interest of Jay Underwood's character, this is when she is giving the formula for the first time by Jay's character, and she decides to start doing a little bit of a striptease along with the dun 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 tune playing to it, and you just see it kind of like a little bit from Jay's you kind of see it like from her perspective where she's doing it and the camera's going like back and forth and everything. It gets to the point to where she's just in her underwear, then she takes her underwear off, and then she asks, she asks something along the lines of, when was your first time, or whatever, and she giggles about it, and she stays that way for at least a little bit, and then she kind of reforms because the mother starts to get suspicious, like, what's going on, like, why girls, why is there, a girl's clothing or something like that in your room, or like, what are you hiding, kind of deal, so that's basically an example there of a female character in a movie, supporting character, love interest, having a little fun. Like, she didn't have to do that, but she decided, hey, I'm not going to get another chance. I might as well do that because she feels free. She feels liberated, if you will. The same goes for I can't think of her name right now, but the lady that starred in the Invisible Woman made-for-television movie, which actually, if you don't know about this, the Invisible Woman 1980, I think it was 1984, 83, 83 I should say, 1983 movie was meant to be a pilot for a series. Yeah, they were actually going to do, I don't know if it was going to be a sitcom or a comedy that was a non-sitcom, and my finger hit my desk there for a second, or my knuckles hit the desk there for a second. I don't know if it was going to be, like I say, a sitcom in front of a studio audience. I don't know if it was going to be one of those comedic sitcoms, like, let's say, The Greatest American Hero, something like that. It might have been mostly in that vein of The Greatest American Hero, to where it's a comedy, but it's filmed more like, filmed more like on like a drama on location kind of deal, but it's comedic. But yeah, the Invisible Woman show, a movie of '83, was supposed to be the pilot for for a series that never happened. But obviously she has a little fun in there herself. Like this image here is her basically applying makeup and everything to kind of make herself feel more normal, and she's applying like powder later on to really bring her face back up, so that way it doesn't look like so it doesn't give off the vibes that she is invisible and everything. And then you have this here next to the Buffy bed scene there, moment or screenshot from Fantasy Island, and that's mainly done for a little bit more dramatic effect, but you can kind of tell that the girl that's doing it is having fun, just doing a little bit of a strip tease by taking off her clothes, because she wants to sneak around and find out what's going on with her husband, if he's being infideled, to her and everything. But you can tell she is having a little fun. I mean, just the reaction by the main character's faces when she does this is a little bit of comedic gold, and you can kind of tell she knows what she's doing, have a little fun there. This, of course, right here next to it is from the Fantastic Four 2005 movie, and I think this is where Sue Storm tries to escape, tries to escape or something. So she has to strip down and everything and literally, run off or do something like that. I know they did that for comedic effect. I don't know if she did this. I haven't seen the movie in a while, so I don't know if she did this also to kind of like distract the guys and do like a little strip tease to get them distracted or something. I don't know. Again, I have to go back and watch it. But yeah, Sue Storm does that and everything. And then of course you have the Invisible Woman, the 1940s film, which I think this is. The 1940 Invisible Woman film, or it could be Topper. I don't know which one, but you can tell that, and historically, it's singled out as a comedy, so you can kind of tell she's having fun in there as well. But again, looking at all these images, and it does kind of tell you in a way that when a story for a show or a movie, has the character, the female character gain invisibility powers, that most of the time they're going to have fun with it. They're going to feel liberated and free, and they're going to want to act silly and everything. And again, a good example of that is Buffy here, at the bottom left, and then on the upper right with China Phillips' character from The Invisible Kid. They're going to have fun with it. They're going to want to get wild and crazy and be innovative and everything. There are other examples out there where they have fun. This is one show where the main character turns invisible, but it's a show from Australia. But the main character gains the power temporarily of invisibility, and she decides to have fun. I mean, she even starts stripping down, saying things like she's free at last and everything, and all that, just getting excited and all that, and then having fun with it. Because she's liberated. She feels like now she can do whatever she wants. And everything. I mean, even in anime, you have Fairy Tale where Lucy, what's her name? The main character, Lucy Heartfilter or something. She turns invisible by basically taking a bath with an old kind of potion or something she made that she didn't think would work again, but it still does apparently. And yeah, she gets a little worried and all that, but then she starts having a little fun, being liberated. Like, hey, I can do things I never could do before. Basically what I'm trying to say is she's starting, she gets a little worried, Lucy, in the Fairy Tale anime when this happens to her, but then she starts feeling a little bit more liberated, like, yeah, I can actually have some fun with this. So, you have that. I think they kind of do something as well with Run Rabbit Run, which is the Bugs Bunny and Lola movie that they brought out years ago. They do the same, I think, with Lola a little bit. But again, it's just but again, it's just so I guess you could say unusual, if you will. So unusual that they would go down this path. But I think this also goes back to something I've talked about long ago. This goes back to the whole shape-shifting thing I talked about. You see, when I brought the shape-shifting stuff up in the past, and why female characters are always chosen to have these powers, whether it's someone like Mr. Internet Man with his, Demonica character and everything like that. His Demonica Veronica character, on DeviantArt. Or it's Trouble TRO, or it's Joven16, or Nextstat, or whoever. It's like when you look at what they create, web comic wise or story wise or whatever, you can kind of tell, you can kind of see, why they choose female characters to be in these positions. They choose them mainly for the fact that they're more creative. That basically, this is a mindset I think a lot of people have about females, period. And I say it with all due respect, no offense. The female mind is more innovative, more creative, more imaginative, more mischievous at times than the man's. So basically, that's why, when it comes to the shape-shifting stories, they are always chosen because, if a female has the ability to, become anything she wants or do or melt down into a puddle or whatever, the mind will work, like, clockwork to come up with an idea and everything. Like, they'll know exactly what they want to do and how they want to do it and everything, creatively and imaginatively and innovatively, and if not mischievously. And I think the same goes for the invisible woman trope here. It's more along the lines of, it's more along the lines of they can be creative with this opportunity. They can be creative, they can be innovative, they can be imaginative, or in some cases they can be mischievous, like Buffy, in season 6 of her series. They can be mischievous and all that. I think Sabrina the Teenage Witch even did an episode 2, but I can't remember whether or not she had fun with it or whatever. But the point I'm getting at is, the invisibility trope and shape-shifting trope, the reason they're always closely associated with women and women being chosen is because of that mind, it's because of that, I guess you could say that thought process people have of women are more, imaginative, the more innovative, the more creative, and mostly when it comes to invisibility, more mischievous. In other words, they know how to have more fun with it, if you will. But yeah, that's why I think, women, why women act the way they do, depending, no matter what the situation is or what kind of environment it is, why they act very creative, imaginative, if not mostly mischievous, when it comes to having, the opportunity to be invisible. And that's really all I can say on it. But what do you guys think? Do you think maybe I'm just throwing sticks here? Or do you think I'm kind of onto something that, as to why women are, chosen for, for shape-shifting and invisibility? Do you think I'm onto something for the, when I say that the reason they're chosen for these, opportunities is because of that, creativity, that imaginativeness, that innovativeness, that, mischievousness, mostly that mischievousness. Do you think I'm onto something there? Or do you think maybe I'm just grasping for straws? What are your thoughts? Let me know down below. Comment if you like. Like I said, let me know down below. Comment if you like. Live chat will be on if you want to comment there when this video is happening live. Also, check me out at BW Rosa's Discussions Podcast and all your favorite audio podcast locations except for Pandora. But mostly, follow me on Spotify. That helps me out very much, especially with the ambassador ads. If I get to 100, I'll be able to that'll help me out financially. Also, shout out to Invisible Women All My Love here on YouTube. I will link them in the description and everything. But guys, give me your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you have to say about this. And until next time, I will talk to you later. But yeah, give me your thoughts. And do you think I'm onto something?